Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Daily Dish time. Yay, look at all these people here. And I left my water upstairs. Cheers, Nancy. I left it upstairs. Hello to Catherine and Jocelyn, our mother hen, of course. Doris is here, Beverly. We are all in the house and ready to be thirsty, or else we're quenching our thirst. Hopefully you have a little something with you. I wish I did. Hi, Denise. This whole week we've been kind of looking at mindset pieces and how they all fit together like a little puzzle. Hi, Linda Alice. And you know exactly why we're going with all of this stuff, because it's just, these are the things that trip us up. You know, that without that mindset piece in place, it doesn't matter if you have the very best plan. If your mind can't wrap around it, we're going to just drop the whole thing, you know, like a hot potato. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me either. And I've just been going through some stuff and you know, reassessing my goals and realigning things up. We have to do that on occasion. Oh, I didn't see Helen. Hello, Helen. I'm glad you're here. We have to do that on occasion because that's what keeps us from going on repeat. When we go on repeat, you know what happens? We have that Groundhog Day existence, and that is just no way to live one's life, is it? I can't believe how matchy I am with all the hot pink here. Just noticed that. Anyway, this quote of the week, by the way, is just, it's a doozy, isn't it? Worrying is praying for stuff you don't want. Jen Sincero said that. She, I can't even remember the name of her book, but I've got several of them. I guess it's You Are a Badass is her book, one of her books. Just such a good book. Hey, Jeanette, glad you're here. So anyway, have you taken the time to write this down in your journal and ponder it and wondering, you know, what have I been inadvertently praying for that I don't want in my life? It's a good thing. It's a good thing to look at these things from time to time, because when we look at those things from time to time, then we can start being more the curator of our thoughts instead of being reactive to them. That puts us in control. I don't know about you, but I need as much of that as I could possibly get. All right. Also, and I told you a little bit about selenium. You know, I will tell you, selenium is the aid, is the trace mineral that helps your thyroid more than any other mineral on the planet. It really does. It is a trace element that does the job. It helps to essentially boost your metabolism. And for me, with Hashimoto's and anybody else out there with any kind of thyroid condition, this is a must-have. This is a must-do. So make sure that you go and get your selenium, especially right now. Buy 3, get 1 free. That's how that whole situation works. You can find it at savingdinner.com/show. Show. And those of you who are doing our ultimate sprint, hey, can you do me a favor? Start posting some stuff. Show me what your extra fiber looks like. Show me what your new smoothie, ultimate smoothie, looks like, and how your protein has changed. I love your show and tell pictures, but we are doing that right now. We're on day 4. I had a gal, Cindy, who said, gee, is anybody doing this? I haven't seen anything about it. Come on, y'all. You know what to do. Do it. Show them. Show them what you got. Okay? Show them what you got, because I think it's really pretty fun. One thing that I can add that you might want to try, especially if you don't have any kind of dairy allergies, is I've been doing this lately, is because the 3 eggs are so much. I've been doing 2 eggs and putting 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese in there. And that seems, and it's kind of creamy and cheesy, but without the cheesiness of it. And it seems to really be helping because the 3 eggs, I can do the 3 eggs if I'm not working out, but if I'm working out that day, which I work out most days, it's just a little bit overwhelming and too much on my stomach. But if that works for you, just try that. Half the smoothie worked better for you. Good, Nancy. Did you do it with the full scoop of protein though? And did it still taste okay? That was yeah. I mean, that's part of the problem with all of this is like getting your protein up is because protein is so filling and satiating. You're going, but I'm not hungry. Good, 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 good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that worked. Sometimes what we need to do, like with Nancy's case, is we need to, yeah, I know. I'm with you, Beverly. Beverly said she tried that yesterday with the cottage cheese and the eggs. And I'm going to tell you right now, you know, I think cottage cheese is some nasty stuff, but when it's mixed in with other stuff, it's great. It does make good cheesy eggs, but they don't taste too cheesy. It's not like you've added a bunch of cheddar cheese, and then I put a little salsa on top. Yum yum yum, good stuff. Yeah, I had that this morning around 9:30, and at 10:30 I had a pickleball lesson, and I haven't had anything since, and I'm fine. 2 eggs with just that little bit of cottage cheese. There you go. And what we need to do, by the way, Carol, good for you getting her selenium. That's great. This is how we take care of our thyroids. And by the way, as we get older, thyroid health starts to kind of go down. And remember something too, your doctor is going to say, hey, you're right in the place. My thyroid function my TSH went up to about 3 point, almost to 4, which is still within normal. But my sweet spot for where I feel really good is right about between 1 and 2, 1.4, 1.5. I feel really good there. So, again, it's back to that whole thing. How are you going to get that? How are you going to get to that place? Take care of your thyroid. Take your selenium. Do that. Hi, Lynn. Anyway, enough of all that stuff. So keep on this stuff, and the other thing is too, when it comes to like volume type food. So like last night, what I had was, and I know this is going to sound like a really odd meal, but Mark was gone. He ate the leftovers. He had something going on last night. And so I had this ground turkey, and I cooked up the ground turkey with tons of seasoning. And then I had some challah rice. And I took all of that challah rice and I made just a turkey and challah rice kind of a thing. Tons of seasoning is the key. Chopped cilantro in there, a little bit of soy sauce, some ginger, tons of garlic. And it was quite delicious. Green onions sprinkled in it. There you go. It's one skillet type of a thing. I had no time at all. Jeanette, I am so tan. If I showed you my shoulders right now, this is with sunscreen, y'all. I mean, I have to show you. I just have to show you. Look at this. I am a brown bunny. Look how brown I am. I've never had a tan in my life. So I don't know. I don't know what's up. Except I take, I put coconut oil on. I use a good zinc-based sunscreen. But I don't know what to do. I keep it on my face too. I use all the stuff. But if you're going to be out in the sun, you're going to get it. So the sun's not evil. Too much sun is, right? So you get your vitamin D. I make it a point also to walk first thing in the morning or, around 9 o'clock or so. Take Lincoln out without sunglasses because that's how you receive that vitamin D. Also, it helps to reset your melatonin and helps you sleep better. Did you know that? I'm telling you all kinds of little fun bombs. Okay, we're back and we're in Leanne's journal. And I hope these things match up. I hope things match up. Sue says she's surely not going hungry on the ultimate. I know, girlfriend. I know. I have a few things that I want to share with you today that I feel are really going to help you with this whole idea of when we're talking about mindset. Because sure, as we are talking about mindset, what always happens as we're saying, yeah, I'm correcting this, I'm making this happen, an obstacle comes our way, doesn't it? Always. That's just part of it. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. I just want to help you to understand this. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just the nature of the beast. And I want to talk about this because if we can work through this place of intention, because what we're intending to do sometimes doesn't quite line up with what we actually do. And again, we can always go back, like we were talking about the other day, use the time blocking sheet to see, well, where am I, where am I spending my time and what am I doing with all of that? That will help to kind of open our eyes and say, aha. But also, we need to really look at what our intentions are. What are we intentionally trying to do? This is why we have Take Back Your Life journal, where we're showing you how to set up and create. Super powerful. Intentions are powerful. Affirmations are powerful. Blending them with a goal, oh my gosh, that's off the chain. That's going to get you to the place that you want to get. That's why we do the things that we do. However, I want to talk about, I want to talk about this kind of the faces of intention and give you some of the notes that I have in my journal. These are from how many years ago? 5 years ago. So I don't even know where they came from. I don't know if this is my stuff. I don't know if I read this somewhere, but journals are usually meant for not having going public, but this one is. So here you go. Here's the idea. I have here written down the 7 faces of intention. We need to be these things so we can intend these things. Okay. The first one is creative. We've talked a lot about creativity, and creativity shows up a whole lot more in not just artsy, craftsy, musical ways, but creativity shows up in the way we problem solve, in the way we think about different things in our lives, even in relationships. Creativity is an attribute that every single person on the planet has. Sometimes it's just underdeveloped, right? That's all. That's one of the things that we can take a peek see at. Creativity is number 1. Hi, Kathy. Number 2 is kindness. When we're kind to ourselves and kind to others, we open up intention. Intention is otherwise closed down and shut down by being unkind. Think about that. When you intend to do something, a good deed or whatever, and somebody comes and shuts you down, or you say something unkind about yourself, how much are you going to move forward with that? Usually you're going to retreat. That's what happens. Number 3 is love. When we do things with love, what happens? We transform others and we transform ourselves. Love covers a multitude of sins, as you know, but love is such a beautiful thing. It creates intention, a beautiful intention to go forward and to do the work that you really intend on doing. Number 4 is beauty. There is beauty in intention that is kind, that is lovely, that is creative. Number 5 is it's ever expansive, because that again opens up the boundaries. Instead of thinking narrowly, we're thinking greatly and broadly. That helps us to see all possibilities. Number 6 is abundant. There is abundance in intention, because when we set our intention on this abundance and we're abundant in the way that we think, then there's more than just one possibility. And the obstacles seem to fall away, and the abundance and the nature of abundance seems to open the doors. And last is being receptive to all that's going on. This is turning on our reticular activating system and allowing things to come our way, so that the intentions, going forth with intentions with all of these beautiful attributes in our heart, is going to make our lives just completely different. The radar is on. We're picking up all the things. We're seeing things through a different lens. So when we do this, then here's the next part of it. And like I said, I hope it does. Then we find ourselves in the place of seeing obstacles in a completely different way, because there are things that repel obstacles to your intention. So number 1 is we've got to monitor our inner dialogue. Do you know that? Right? Have we talked about that enough? Always we have to. We can't just let whatever's going on in our head fly. We will just make the same mistake on repeat. We don't want to focus on what's missing. We need to focus on what can I do to replace that what's missing, right? Because the thing that we usually default to is, oh my gosh, we don't have scarcity. Instead of, okay, I see that this is missing. What can I do to bring something else in? There's a big shift there. And the thing is we intend to attract what we want when we decide we are going to attract the thing that we want or the thing that's missing. And this is such a subtle little teensy tiny refinement and shift, but it makes all the difference in the world. Number 2 is highlight moments of doubt and depression and reject thoughts that support inability, right? So when we highlight those moments of doubt and depression, and then we decide, you know what, that's not where we want to go, and reject these thoughts that support our inability, we find our ability, because we are no longer looking at all the things that we can't. We are now starting to change things into what we can do. And then see how our intentions are all lit up with creativity and beauty and love and light and all the rest of those things that we just talked about. That's what takes the lead instead of, I can't. And number 3 is to beware of low energy. I did this the other day, and I will tell you, this was so super helpful. I was starting to feel a little anxious. I had this problem that I was trying to work out. I was trying to, figure this stuff out and feeling a little anxious about the whole thing. And what I noticed was I thought to myself, what am I doing here? This is so low vibe, this thinking. This is not going to help me. This is just going to keep pulling me down, keep dragging me down, and make it so that I can't get done the thing that I want to get done. I can't focus on the thing that I want to focus. And then I asked myself this question, and here it is right here in my journal, which I think is hilarious. Is this strengthening my resolve, or is it weakening it? What's happening here? This is the analytical approach that I'm always talking about, because the analytical approach is going to help to push us into the place of the thing that we want, as opposed to the emotional stuff, which is a repeat of all the stuff that we've heard since we were 7 years old or younger, right? It's hard to get to this place, but it's so worth it. And number 4 is this, which I think is really awesome, is that our egos, when we decide, have no control over us. And then, here's a little thing that you can do that's super helpful, is just say, hey, God, are you in control of this? Do you have this? Do you have my back? The answer is always yes, by the way. Don't let your ego get in the way, and don't let your ego have control over you. This is where we give up this control and allow for this amazing big God that we can't even fathom to say, don't worry about this, I've got your back, right? We all need that. And number 5 is to view obstacles as opportunity to circulate the power of unbending intent. I'm going to repeat that because this is a big sentence. View obstacles as opportunities to circulate the power of my unbending intent. In other words, stay connected to the power of God, not the power of all the garbage that can go wrong, because there is power in that. It's low vibe, but there's power in it, especially if it's on repeat, especially if it's an Oregon Trail in your head, especially if it's the thing that you do all the time. What you're doing is basically saying, no, okay, God, this is the lip service. God, please be in control of all this. And this is the actual happening, the action. Oh, but I don't trust that. That's what you're saying, right? So keep these opportunities in place and just say, okay, so yeah, here's this obstacle, but it's an opportunity, isn't it, God? I don't know how this is going to work. This is why we don't ask for the how. We just say what it is that we need, and we allow the how to be taken care of magically, almost. That's what God's doing. So if we can detach from the circumstance, we can live in peace. We can do it as an observer, not a victim. That's huge because victimhood doesn't suit anyone, right? And victimhood puts us in the place where we are not thinking about what our future can hold. We're only thinking in the past. Victimhood is all about what happened to us, not about what is next and how we can rise and be victorious. So if we remember this, our belief, our expectation, and our desire is all the point of attraction. Belief, expectation, and desire. All of those. And if we're giving those up and saying, hey, you know what, God, I can't figure this out. That's cool. Because guess what? Guess who can? Isn't that neat? And you know what else is so neat about it? These obstacles then become the stepping stones to opportunities to figure things out. And the how all gets done, and you could have never thought of these ideas before, ever. And then suddenly the right person shows up, the right opportunity shows up, the right thing to make this all work out shows up. That's your reticular activating system. That is a God-given gift to you from God himself. Allow for it to work. And allow all of this to mold how you look at obstacles by using this beauty of intention. Because the obstacles will come. This is our lives. This is the world. This is how things are. They will come. They do not have to derail you. They don't have to throw you back into the crazy, hand-wringing, worrying things where you're worrying, and which is praying for the stuff you don't want. And instead, you're saying, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know who, I don't know any of this. All I know is I am steadfastly depending on the one who has my back. And I will view this obstacle as an opportunity, and I will figure this out because everything is figure outable. Everything, especially when my intention is creative, loving, empathetic, beautiful, full of love. That's going to take me there. Is this all connecting with you? I hope so, because this all connected with me. And this was a big groundbreaking stuff. I can see tears on this page from figuring this stuff out. God loves us more than he loves anything, right? But here's the deal. We are given tools to work with. We are given people in our lives. We're given circumstances in our lives. And oh my gosh, if we're going to live our life vibrantly and in full bloom, it is up to us to avail ourselves of all these tools. All of them. Okay? Let's do that together. Let's be these women. And let's remember that our intentions are going to be met with obstacles. And it's how we take these obstacles and work with them and who is behind us as we remember that we will become victors and no longer victims. All right. That's all I have. I think that's enough. Enough out of me. Thank you, Elizabeth Ann. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. If you missed any of our announcements, you can always, of course, find them at savingdinner.com/announcements. And lest you think that you are too late, and I had somebody in the Hot Milk Sprint saying, when is the next Ultimate Sprint, thinking they'd missed it. No. Jump in where we are right now. You can get instant access to the Ultimate Sprint simply by going to savingdinner.com/us, US. That's it. And it'll be right there. You can download it, the whole 9 yards, and be a part of this. This is magic in the making, right? We're getting our muscle on, we're getting our fiber on, and we're becoming vibrant women. What's on the end of our fork matters, right? You know that. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a fabulous rest of your week. I'll see you for Monday for Motivational Monday. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.